Hey guys, Luca here. Today I want to talk about the reason why I quit Google as a software engineer. To start off, I can't say enough good things about my time at Google as a software engineer. It was my first job out of college, and for someone who has no prior experiences besides internship, the compensation is truly amazing. Software engineers at Google typically earns six figures right out of college, and we also receive company perks such as good 401k, good healthcare, and most importantly, free food. But besides all these, it was also a great learning experience for me. It really made me realize, wow, some of the stuff I learned in class are really being used at these workplaces. For example, like these data structure algorithm type of questions that I study for interview, or the course project I have worked on, are not tangible at all. I was truly shocked because my first role was a full stack developer, and I was used to the fact that, oh, even for course projects, there are to-dos in the code, or there are directions like, hey, this is what you need to accomplish, and here are the steps. Projects are being phased, there are teaching assistants that's there to answer your questions, previous semester students that you might know that you can ask for suggestions. And when I started my job, that was completely different. I had to pick up a new front-end framework, Angular, and then I had to learn JavaScript, and then I had to learn the backend, how to use Java efficiently. And then most importantly, I had to learn a lot of internal tools on how to communicate between the front and the backend. So there were a lot of learning opportunities, and that was something that's truly amazing and set me up for success. Learning opportunity alone isn't enough without a strong tech lead. I was lucky enough to have very smart colleagues who are around me that I can ask a lot of questions to and watch them write code and then do code review. Of course, at the beginning, I'm guilty that I just approve pretty much everything that they send my way because I'm like, I don't want to block it. I know we're trying to launch this project. Like, I look at it, I still don't know what's going on, so I might as well just approve it. But in reality, it's better to spend as much time on those as possible and try to ask questions, because these are the things that will set you apart and help you improve as a developer. And the impact you can have while working at Google is truly amazing. Many of the products are external facing with billions of users. And depending on the field that you pick, you can see impacts on the consumer side. For example, if I'm working on Google Docs, the changes I make will directly impact how other users use Google Doc, and I myself also uses Google Doc, so the changes also impact my life. So it's kind of like you're building these tools and a lot of people will benefit from it. So it really makes you feel satisfied that your work actually make other people's life better. So now that I had said so many good things, what makes me want to leave Google? And it's not an easy decision. Because when you're switching company, it's not as easy as internal transfer. Because many times when you're thinking about internal transfer, you don't have to interview. You don't have to study lead code or system design type of questions. But of course, I looked internally to see what other opportunities, and I also interviewed externally trying to see what other external opportunities are available. Because at the time, I already been working on the same team for a long time, and I saw the product go from pretty much 0 to 1 being launched and the new feature being developed consistently. And there was also a phase where you're just maintaining the code, trying to make it as bug-free as possible. And at the time, I also helped onboard a bunch of people onto the team, and I became one of the more tenured member. And at one point, I was the most tenured member. So you can clearly see hey, I've been on the team for a long time, and I am considering to work on something else that I am more passionate about. So I would say my experience at my first role is definitely to learn as much as possible. And the fact that I was able to continuous learning, that's when I realized, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to build my skill set. And then maybe in the future, I can really pivot to something that I am extremely passionate about, or see what other opportunities are around. Because at the time, the project that I am working on is definitely not the best aligned with something that I would want to build, but it's the fact that we touch so much different stacks, and I was able to continuously learning, and I become more growth mindset around how we can learn technology, and that's going to be the most important part. Because sure, I just started my career, so learning is the most important thing. And one other thing that I kind of want to talk about, of course, compensation when you do external switch, especially to another big tech company. And many times you can see a jump in compensation. And some other times you can also see a jump in level depending on what the other company value you as. Because many times when you are at your company, there could be bureaucracy on how fast they might want to promote you. If the department you're in doesn't have the budget, then maybe you're less likely to be promoted to the next because they don't feel like there's the budget and there's not the scope. So it's very important that you're in one of these high impact category, especially given that now we saw so many rounds of tech layoffs. Many of the core products aren't affected as heavy as some of the other products who are more innovative and more frontier. So definitely keep that in mind. As if you care about security, then being able to align with what the company wants to focus on and what's making the money will truly make sure your job is definitely safe. So at the time, I wasn't able to find a really exciting internal team. So I looked externally and I figured, oh, the next company that I can join definitely align more with what I might want to do with my career, or what I might enjoy more. And definitely also wanting to make myself stay out of the comfort zone. I think it's also very important to remember there is no growth in comfort. And many times we fall into the trap of, oh, I got so good at using this. I can get by as a software engineer, like, I can just do my job very, very efficiently. But there's no longer challenges. There's nothing that really excites you as much anymore. Maybe seeking new scope can reignite that. And I think that's also very important to make sure you're happy. And I would say that was one of the most important thing for me. I didn't want to get too comfortable at my current job, and I already got really comfortable with how Google functions. Of course, switching other team will also make it very smooth because I've been here for a long time. So I figured, okay, there was an exciting external opportunity. I was definitely scared, but overall, I think it could be very beneficial and really opens my horizon to see what other software engineers are out there, especially at the other big tech companies. Now I am working at another big tech company, and I definitely don't regret my decision. I actually learned so much. I actually learned so much more, both about the new company and my experience at Google. And I will make another video talking more about that. And many times I also hear a lot from my past colleagues like, oh, I don't know if I should quit. Like, interviewing was already so hard. Now I feel like I'm stuck here because if I leave, I don't know if I can get back. I feel like, people can all function very differently. And there's nothing wrong with just staying at Google for 10, 20 years. It's a great company. It will compensate you really well. And you can always do internal transfer. So you don't have to worry about re-interviewing if you really don't want to pick it back up. And of course, there's no one-fit-all solution for these job switch. It's pretty much up to how you're feeling. And many times I felt like, oh, Google is one of the best company. Now that I'm at Google, like, what is next? Like, where am I taking my career to next? If I'm already here, is it just going to be promotion? Is it just going to be, I still need to figure that out, and many of my colleagues are still also in. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was informative. I touched a little bit about my experience as a software engineer and my journey at Google, but I am also very excited about my next chapter. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any video suggestions, feel free to comment below, or if you just have any questions, I'm happy to respond. So thank you so much guys. I will see you guys next time.